Ahoy, hoy, everyone. Welcome to another episode of The O Show. I'm O, and I'm here for your amusement. And, other than my last video where I had to explain to you that somehow I ended up with bronchitis on New Year's. Like New Year's Day. It was awful. And it is finally gone away, so I can actually speak sentences now without going into a coughing fit. Like, it was awful. So, yes, welcome to our official first review of the year. Okay, good gosh. The month is almost over. Okay, so look, you guys. So, I'm late to the party, but I did see the movie Primal. Okay, that's in theaters right now. So, it came out January 9th, right? Came out January 9th. And then me and a group of friends went to go see it on Saturday the 17th. So I don't even know when you're going to see this video. But so I do have to say this is going to be an O positive review, okay? Because I actually had a really good time. Now, you know, movies that come out in January, you got to give the side eye. But yeah, I had a really good time watching this movie. Now, I had a few days after the movie to digest and think of some things that I want to say for this review. And yeah, let's talk about this movie. The movie starts with a vet, right? He's coming to this monkey enclosure, and we see a chimpanzee inside, right? This is our star, you guys. So we see the chimp inside, and there's something wrong, and the vet's like, hey, I gotta give you this shot. Then all of a sudden, the chimp disappears inside, like, the housing unit of the cage. He goes in like a fool. Like, boy, if you don't flash a flashlight inside, like, what are you doing in the dark? It's nighttime, by the way. So, yeah, he goes in, he gets pulled in by the monkey attacks him, and right away we get our first kill. So this already sets up the tone of the movie, like, this is going to be some campy shit. But when you see the way this monkey kills this man and, like, rips his face off, I was like, yes, okay, I am here for this. Then we rewind, like, 36 hours prior or something like that. So we see Lucy, right? She has been away somewhere at college, and she's flying home, and she is on an airplane with her best friend Katie, and apparently Katie invited this slut named Hannah to come along, and Lucy didn't know this. How do you not know a person is coming on a plane until, like, you guys board the plane? Like, I don't understand secrets like this. You don't think you're just gonna be like, doo-doo-doo, what's this bitch doing here? Like, should have been a conversation to have, like, a long time ago. I'm just saying. We also meet these two horny boys on the plane. They're going to come up later, but just know there are two horny boys on the plane. Okay, so look, you guys. I already knew, like, who I wanted to die when the movie started. Because, okay, you have Lucy. She's the main person. So I'm like, okay, obviously she's not going to die. But then you got Slutty Hannah, who I'm like, okay, kill that bitch. But then Lucy has his best friend, Katie. Now, apparently they're like in college, right? They have been childhood best friends over all these years. So, I get it. I had one of these before. But they had like the little like heart necklace where, you know, oh, you're my best friend. Like, I have one, have you have the other. Like, how old are these girls? Why is that still a thing? I don't know. But anyway, they have these heart necklaces that really don't come up later in the movie for no other reason. I don't know why we have to focus on this thing. Like, we get it, you're friends. Move along. Lucy's mom passed away like a year ago from cancer. Lucy's dad is deaf, and he's his writer. And he's written all these books, and apparently one of his books, or the latest book, one of the books, I don't know, is considered to be made into a movie, right? So she gets home. The dad is like, oh my God, I didn't know you were coming. Which, again, like, who just pops? Girl, you don't know Slutty Hannah's coming. You didn't tell your father you're flying in. So anyway, she gets home, and we are then introduced to Lucy's younger sister. I believe her name is Erin. And Erin's all pissed off because she's like, "You've been away for so long, and Dad's hardly here." Girl, you live in this big ass house. Will you just live your life, your rich life? Dang. Anyway, we now find that the chimp from earlier who killed the vet is actually a chimp named Ben, and he is a family member of this home, right? So the mom was like the scientist who I guess brought Ben home, and he's just been a member of the family. Okay. Which, side note, okay, I have a fun fact that I will talk about later. I mean, it's not fun. It's in the movie, but I had to look it up to see if it was real. But at the same time, I was like, can people in Hawaii keep chimps? And the answer is no. So it is super illegal to have a chimp in your house. It's considered a wild animal. So how the hell this scientist just bring this thing home? Does anyone not know? Okay, what's really, really weird about this movie is that they live in this big, huge, like, mansion. It's not that big, but it's a nice ass house, right? And then the camera like zooms out, and you see that it's like they have a pool, and the pool is like right next to this big ass cliff, and then you have the house like behind it. But where's the cliff? Above the fucking ocean. Okay. So, but when they pan out, you don't see any other houses or anything. You just see trees. And so you're like, are they on like a remote island? Are they by themselves? Are they like their own zip code? Like, it's really weird with this house setting, which I'm going to bring up later. But I just want to throw this out here because this is what's being introduced to us. So since the dad is going away on this book tour and the meeting about the movie, Lucy's all alone and her sister. So her friend Katie and Hannah and Katie's brother, what's his name? Nick or something. He's there too. And so they decided to just chill at the house, right? So now that the dad is gone, these people are partying. They're having pizza and drinking what I assume is beer. I thought I saw like 2 different alcohols. So I couldn't tell if it was all beer or if it was something else. But here's the thing. They never really show these kids partying. We just kind of fast forward to them just in like the backyard patio talking, and then at one point they decide to invite those 2 boys from the plane over to the house, right? Now here's my thing. Now that I think about all this, they don't know where these boys are. They got the boys' phone number. They decide to call. Hawaii is a big place, right? Does Hawaii have like one airport? And then don't you have to either go like to the mainland or like there's other islands? Again, I don't know what island these people are on when you look at this house when they panned out. Where the fuck are they? So I assume they have to take a ferry to this island. I don't know. But yeah, I'm just saying. Then you just call these people and be like, hey, it's me from the plane. You want to come over? How do you know where they are? I've never been to Hawaii yet, unfortunately. But I assume it was a big place. That's happening. Second, Katie all of a sudden is like super drunk, right? She's like throwing up and she gets put to bed. But I don't understand why that's a thing. Because when you look at them, they don't look drunk. It's not like Katie was like, what? And then people were like, oh my God, girl, you had so much to drink. That was kind of weird to me. They just keep showing shots of all these bottles in the house. And I don't understand when people be drinking and just knock over bottles. Like, stack them up. Throw them away in the garbage. Like, this is a nice ass home. Why are you disrespecting the house with your trash? Just to show that you've been drinking? That's if you have a party with like 50 people. Then I understand there's shit all over the place. But I don't understand how 4 people can make a mess. But before Katie is sent to bed, they call the boys. They say, hey, come over. Well, they get like a voicemail, right? But here's the thing. All of a sudden, the phone starts ringing, and Lucy picks it up. It was like, whore mansion or whore hotel or something. She said whore. And then it ends up being like Katie's mom calling. And then, you know, Lucy's all embarrassed. But my thing when I was watching the movie, I was like, you have a big, huge screen on your smartphone. You mean to tell me the whole time you picked up this phone before you answered it, you just didn't look down to see? Now, kids, back in the day, we used to have phones They did not have caller ID at one point. Like when the phone rang, you didn't know who the fuck was calling. It could have been a bill collector. It could have been the pervert down the street. You don't know. And so it's so funny that she picks up this phone and just doesn't look to see that it says like Katie's mom or something, right? She just picks it up and just answers it. Because the movie has the movie. So, I guess, anyway, Katie's gone to bed, and everyone else goes to bed. And apparently, Hannah and Nick are goo-goo eyes for each other. And these two horny people are down by the pool area, right? While Katie and Lucy are asleep. So, they don't even know that these people are, like, out the house. And while all this is going on, we learn that some kind of mongoose sneaked into Ben's cage, bit him, like on the arm over here. And so the dad finds the mongoose's body. He sees the wound on Ben. Did he even like dress the wound? Like, did he clean up the wound? I don't remember. But anyway, he takes the mongoose and puts it in a bag. He's like, I'm gonna go take it in for testing. Right? So, we now know, well, no, we don't know yet that he has the rabies, but we know that something happened. Ben got bit. The dad's like, I'm going to have the vet come and check him out, leave him in his cage. Then we get the scene where that night the vet actually shows up. Ben kills him. So now Ben is running amok, right? Because he can get out of his cage because the door's been open, right? So now this is when all hell breaks loose in this house. Okay, I have a question if you saw this movie. So, I understand that Lucy and Katie are best friends from like ever, right? But in the movie, Katie knows sign language. And I was trying to figure out why Katie knows sign language. You learn sign language to what? Talk to your friend's dad? Like, I would assume if Katie was a sister. See, I don't even know why we needed the little sister. They could have just had Katie be Lucy's sister. If she's going to come here and be like, hey, I'm not offending anyone, but I'm just saying, you know, I don't know sign language. But if she's like, hey, you know, to the dad, I would be like, oh, because, you know, maybe they grew up together. She could be like a foster sister, you know, a stepsister or something. But, like, so, because... It was weird, like, growing up, I had a lot of Hispanic friends, right? Like, my first best friend, like, after I went to an all-black school, he was Mexican, right? And I just knew, like, I'm going to learn Spanish. I'm going to talk to him and his parents. And still to this day, I do have a really good Mexican friend. Not the same one, but... I always feel bad because his dad usually kind of sits in the corner and I can't talk to him. He doesn't know English. And you would think I would have learned Spanish after all these years, right? So I just found it kind of weird that this girl knows sign language. For what? I mean, I'm sure it's probably not hard if I took the time to learn, but that was weird because Katie's brother Nick kind of talks to the dad and the dad says whatever and Nick kind of knows sometimes what he's saying, or Lucy would translate and be like, oh, he said this. So I thought that would have been the same thing with Katie. I thought that was weird. All right. Y'all, the majority of this movie takes place by this pool. I thought they were going to be trapped on this pool like forever. And I was like, oh, Lord, is this the movie? But they're trapped in a pool because since Ben has the rabies, I guess he has hypophobia, somebody, right? And he does like the water. So they're like, Ben can't swim, get into the pool. And so for a good majority of the movie, you're like, oh, is this movie gonna take place in the pool? Little Aaron gets bitten, right? I think like he takes like a bite out of her leg. So her leg is like bleeding like crazy. She gets into the pool and then they end up putting like a tourniquet around it from like someone's shirt or something. And then I was telling my friend, I was like, why is the pool so clean? And she was like, it's the chlorine. How much chlorine is in this pool to just make all the blood go away? Okay, now I'm not a pool expert, okay, because I never had a pool growing up. Now, I understand when shit gets into the water, stuff's gonna happen, right? And I know chlorine keeps the water clean. But when was the last time chlorine was put into the water? Like, I know my cousins have a pool. They have this thing called, what is it, shocker. And she's like, no, just put this tablet in there and it cleans the water. And I was like, well, I don't know what kind of witchcraft that is. Like, is it clean? I don't know. I didn't get into the water. But my thing is that what happens when blood goes into a pool? Like, the chlorine cleans it? Because there at no point was this water just turning colors or just a hint of just kind of dark, like, it's like her leg just completely just stopped bleeding. Wouldn't there still be residue, like, in the tourniquet? Like, blood would be... You guys drive me crazy. I have seen plenty of other movies where people die in pools with blood, and the blood is still there. Like, there's a pool of blood in the pool. There's like I guess a cloud of blood in the pool. Something. That was just too clean for me. One thing I will say about this movie is the kills are insane. Like, Nick is like, I'm going to push this ape over the cliff. First of all, at one point, Hannah's like, where's the gun? Don't y'all have a gun? And they was looking at her like, oh my God, why would we have a gun? You have a wild animal in your house. What the hell? As much as I hated Hannah, she seemed to be like the smartest person in this house. So anyway, so then Nick is like, I'm gonna go push the monkey over the cliff. But, you know, I guess that backfired and Nick goes over the cliff and then you see his death. He falls and hits the rocks and you just see his head. Oh my God. The kills are crazy. We get a scene from Titanic where Lucy puts this flotation device in the water so people could just like be on it, and then they decide to take a nap. There's a fucking crazy ass chimp running around. They're like, well, let's just go to sleep. On this floating device, like they're Jack from Titanic. I thought Erin would at least be on top so that her leg is out of the water, or does the chlorine help the leg not be infected? I don't know. It's so weird that this girl has been bitten and she's just in the water. Okay, anyway. So, Ben disappears in the house. Lucy and Erin come out the water and they're trying to like find some phones, and then at one point the monkey like steps on a remote control, and then Dora the Explorer comes on the TV, but the TV is super loud. Why do movies do this? Who's watching TV? It's probably Erin's ass, but who watches the TV with the volume so loud? I'm also thinking, I don't know when the last time the TV was turned on, but I'm like, if you have like a deaf father, like, I guess you could turn the music up all the way because he wouldn't hear it. I don't know. It's just so weird when movies do that shit. We get a tussle in the house. They go outside. They lock the door. So the monkey's inside. They're outside. But then Ben's like, fuck you. And he goes into the back and starts running towards the door and busts through the window. So now there's all this glass on the patio and it's shibby-dibby-doo, right? The boys, the horny boys, who Lord knows where in Hawaii they are, show up to this house, right? This isolated house. And they just walk on in. They're drunk. They even called back. It was like, yeah, we're lit. We're coming. They come into this house. They're breaking shit. They're being disrespectful. They're walking around into people's like rooms and shit. So of course Ben hears this and totally kills the one boy in a bed by ripping off his jaw. The other boy gets like beat with a shovel, but that death's kind of off screen. So, but you know what the fuck is happening, right? So yeah. At one point, Hannah's able to escape. She runs through the house. She grabs some keys. She goes outside. She gets into a car, and she realizes the keys that she grabbed was for this other car. So there's two cars in the driveway, but she thought she grabbed the one. Blech. So that's a really actually funny scene. So pretty much, I already knew at the beginning of this movie when they talked about the monkey having rabies, like, okay, this is going to be like a updated like Cujo. And it totally is, because she's trapped in the car. The one boy whose jaw got ripped off, he actually dangles the keys in front of this monkey like, ooh, look, ooby-doo, shibby-doo, ooby-booby. So So Ben has these keys. Where did he put these keys? He's just walking around the house with keys in his hands. I don't remember him having pockets. Anyway, so this fool goes outside and she's locking the door, and then he hits the thing, and then it unlocks the door. So they're sitting there, lock the door, unlock the door, lock the door, unlock the door. So finally he opens the trunk, the hatch, and gets in that way and kills her. But she's on the phone, right, talking to the police. And I knew this was going to happen too. The police were going to be like, what's your address? She's like, fuck, I don't know. Because they never say the address. They just show up at the house. So I thought that was funny. But then at the same time, I'm like, well, shit, what police station are you calling? Do they not know? I don't know. That's weird. Again, I don't know where this house is. It's not like you have neighbors across the street. It just seems like this isolated house on an island, from what I saw. Anyway, fast forward to the end. The dad comes home and saves the day, right? So through the movie, we see the dad is at his little meet and greet, and he gets like a text from the vet. And the vet is like, is this a joke? We tested the mongoose, and it has rabies. But apparently, rabies doesn't exist in Hawaii. And that's where I was just like, what? Let me Google schmoogle this. And yeah, that's what the internet says. Apparently there's no rabies in Hawaii. So I was like, okay, well that's cute to put that in the movie. So he was trying to call home. Of course, Lindsay's phone ain't answering and all that mess. So he decides to leave, right? Which is really weird because he's now at the meeting with the movie person. And he just gets up and leaves. And then his agent is like, don't do this. Oh my God. Like, we got to do it. Okay. Well, it looks like that person knows sign language, or maybe they're just talking, with his phone. Like he's typing everything. I don't know. But my thing is, he just gets up and leaves. Why did he just say like there's an emergency at home? Oh my gosh, I think there's something happening in my house. I have to go. Like, I don't know how far away this man is. But why would you just get up and leave? That's weird. There's a really awesome thing they do with the sound when it comes to the dad. Because again, he's deaf. So then whenever they kind of cut to his point of view, the sound is kind of off, down, what have you. But here's my thing though. So the dad comes home. He's in like one room. Ben is kicking Lucy's ass in another room, but he doesn't know because he can't hear. He's turned around. I don't know. I'm just wondering if there's like, there should be more. How do I say this? Like, okay, here's this man who lives in this big old house, right? He's deaf. Like, if someone rings the doorbell, will he know someone's at the door? Right? Like, I assume there would be, I mean, they look like they're fucking rich as hell, right? So I assume there would be like monitors on the walls, some kind of blinking light system to say like someone's at the door. Something, you know what I'm saying? I can't imagine this man just at home by himself and then like UPS comes to the door and he's just not answering the door. I don't know. So I just feel like when he got into the house, like, why was there not something to... I don't know what the hell I was thinking. Or what I want to say. Yeah, you know what? Forget that part. Because I don't even know what I'm talking about. There's a weird part where Lucy's trying to get away from Ben, and she's, like, crawling under the bed. Like, she's determined to crawl under this bed. And I was like, why the fuck are you crawling under the bed? That was such a weird scene. There's a part where he goes to like, it looks like he's calming down, and he reaches out his hand and she goes to shake it or whatever, and then he like breaks her wrist. But then it's so weird because at the end of the movie, there's a part where like her and Ben kind of go over this like side of the house. They're not on the cliff, are they? No, I think they're like on the side of the balcony. I don't know. She's dangling from something and the dad like grabs her and they have to pull her up. But she's doing so many things with her hand. And I was like, did she forget her hand got broken? That's weird. Anyway, they take Ben down. The dad wrestles with him and takes up like a wine bottle, breaks it, stabs it, and he's dead. But is he? No, because he does a final killer. I'm not dead yet, bitches. I'm gonna get up and lunge at you one more time. But then he ends up going over a balcony and he gets impaled by like a wooden pole or spike or something. So now he's dead. And the movie's over, right? We see Aaron is finally taken away. So, and my friend even said it too. This is another thing I hate in movies. You call the police, and then shit goes down, and as soon as the killer is dead, that's when you hear the sirens. Like, God damn it. Good for nothing, cops. So, an ambulance comes and puts Aaron into it, and Lucy and her dad are just kind of standing there watching, like, no one gets into the ambulance with her to go to the hospital. Nor do they go to the hospital. Like, Lucy she got her ass whooped, okay? The dad comes home and got his ass whooped. No one's going to the hospital to get checked out. Also, too, I'm going to need him to go and make that movie deal because I'm pretty sure he's going to be sued up the ass. Because how are you going to go and explain to these parents now that their children are dead because of your illegal ape that's been in the house? Killed them. Like, why are the police not taking this man away? Like, sir, you are not supposed to be having a chimp in the house, okay? And now these kids are dead? Like, I'm going to need you to come with me and hear your Miranda rights. Oh, my gosh. So, so that was the movie Primate. You know what? When we first saw the trailer for this movie, they did one of those things where they're like, we put a hidden camera in the theater to watch the people's reaction. And you just see people who are just like horrified. So I thought this movie was going to be like Insidious or something. Like, like I remember the first time I saw Insidious, I was going to pee my pants. But, no. So I guess it's just the kills. The kills are, like I said, they're crazy in this, right? So there's a lot of practical effects happening in here. I was looking at Ben, and I was like, okay, this is obviously not a CGI monkey. So I'm pretty sure it is a person in a suit with, like, what is it? The mechanical face and whatever for the head. But one thing, though, I was even saying this to my friends, was driving me crazy because a lot of times Ben is like, what's that position called where you like kneel down, you know? But like there's times where he like kind of stands up. It's just like his legs were so long. Like the person playing him in this suit, I don't know, his legs were long. And I say this because I've seen a lot of, not a lot, but I've seen chimp things. What's the documentary on, was it HBO Max where the lady had the chimps and it like ripped her friend's face off and shit? And like, Michael Jackson had bubbles and shit in his house. It just seemed like his legs were super long. That was bothering me. I don't care what people say. Did you see this movie? Let me know. Did anyone notice his legs were like longer than it should be for a chimpanzee? I like how these dumb people, like when the porch door got broken by Ben and he shattered the glass, it just seemed like all these people just made a beeline through the glass. Why? Like when you look at the furniture and everything, you literally could have just went around this one sofa. If you went around the sofa, you could avoid the glass and went inside. But no, they want to tiptoe through the glass and they get their fucking feet cut. Also, one thing I couldn't help but notice, like, the ceiling fans in this house are like on full blast throughout this whole movie. Does this house not have air conditioning? Or if they do, is it like 200 degrees that they have to have the air conditioner and these fans on? Like seriously, when you watch the movie, look up. These fans are on like 200 speed, okay? And I'm just kind of wondering, like, do they have air conditioning in Hawaii? Do they just... That house looks like it has air conditioning. I'm sorry. Wait, where are my shot glasses? Oh my God, you guys. I haven't done a review in so long. I forgot to set up my shit. Okay, hold on. The magic of internet. All right, we're going to just imagine these shot glasses were here the whole time. Something did feel off. Okay, so anyway, you guys. So if I had to rate Primate, I'm going to give this movie 3 shots. Okay? It's a fun time. It really was. I had a good time. I went with the same friends I went to go see last year's The Monkey with. So we seem to have like this monkey theme happening. But yeah, it was fun. It's kind of camp. People made weird decisions in a house with a chimp. I told my friends too. I was like, if one of y'all ever get a chimpanzee as a pet, like we're done. Like that's it. I got time for that. What is there to say? That's it. It's a fun ride. Like I said, like the practical effects were pretty good. The kills are crazy. It's not long at all, but I mean, at the same time, I just wanted them all to die. Yeah. All right. So, cheers. If you saw, what's the movie called? Primate. If you saw Primate, not Prime Ape. Let me know in the comments below. What did you think of this movie? Yeah. Okay. Hold on. Oh. Okay. Hold on. Wait. Okay. Hold on. Oh yeah, guys. Okay. Yay! It was a good show. All right. So please like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I will see you all in the next episode. So until then, there's Fifi. What are you doing? Huh? All right. So now I gotta start over. Okay, so I will see you all in the next episode. So until then, TTFN.